Okay, here we are, the week of November 21st. Wow, has this year bolted along pretty fast? I think there's only 30 work days approximately left in the calendar year of 2022. Can you believe it? Okay, so if you're following along in the Mike Ferry world, you should be at a certain spot right now. Let's just do a quick recap, okay? Have you sourced your business for this year so far and determined where you plan on increasing your productivity in the sources of business you work? 2, have you recapped your production for 2022 and taken a close look at the numbers and the ratios involved with the production so far this year? 3, have you set your 2023 business plan, set your production goals, created the plan in writing, given that plan to your broker, to your spouse, significant other, kids, coach? Do they have your business plan in their hands right now to help you along? Next, have you decided on the personal goals you'd like to achieve? You know, some of those things you'd like to do in your personal life in the upcoming year. Very important. Have you outlined your daily schedule that you really plan on keeping this upcoming year? Have you refined it, outlined it? Are you putting it into practice right now? And then last, have you addressed the 4 or 5 biggest challenges you must face and solve if you want to achieve your production goals for the upcoming year? Right, that is the recap of where we should be here in the week of November 21st. Are you there? Okay. Once that happens, there's usually something for many productive agents that happens. They get their plan set, they get their goals in order, they get outlined, and then all of a sudden, bang, fear sets in. A little anxiety. Can I do this again? What's the market going to do? Was it just a flash in the pan? Am I going to go backwards, right? Very common. You've all probably heard Mike talk about Karen Bernardi. For years, every single year, Karen Bernardi, one of the highest productive agents in North America, would call Mike Ferry around this time of year. Can I do this again? Right? It's not uncommon for highly productive people to get a little nervous. In fact, I would be a little concerned if you're not nervous. Right? If you're apathetic right now and you don't feel any emotion at all about what you're trying to achieve, I'd be a little nervous. I'd be a little concerned for you, okay? So what we want to address today are the 5 or 6 points from Mike Ferry of how to strengthen your mindset right now. Okay, let's take a look. First, let's start with a little thought from Mr. Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale defined mindset as this: simply what's going on in your head at any given moment regarding a situation you're involved with or someone you're communicating with. Think about it. It's just what's going on in your head. So we think about what's going on with your head about the upcoming year. Mindset, right? Earl also went on to say that mindset is either positive or negative, and it can almost never be neutral. You're either in a positive mindset or you're in a negative mindset. Neutral is not an option. Okay, so let's look at this. Here's from Mike Ferry, 5 or 6 points that you need to consider if you want to really strengthen your mindset right now. Okay. First of all, you need to understand that you need to stop wasting your time and energy on things you can't control. Okay? If you want a strong mindset, you really have to adopt this principle to stop wasting time and energy on what you can't control, right? You can't control how the agent on the other side of a transaction behaves. You can control how you respond to it, though. You can't control the interest rates, but boy, can you control your activities, actions, skills, and mindset towards improving your business with the interest rates that are going on, right? You can't control the market conditions. You can control a market right here in your world, but you can't go control what's going on out there. Why would you spend a lot of time getting involved with things you can't control? I would ask you to really look at what are a couple places in your world that you're spending too much time and energy on things you can't control. Number 2 on this list. Stop comparing yourself to other salespeople. Mike has always said this, right? If you want to strengthen your mindset, you have to stop this comparison game. Yes, you should have mentors that you look up to, some top producing salespeople that you study and that you really look up to. Of course, you would have business mentors. You have a great coach, right? The truth of the matter is, there's only one comparison that needs to be made. It's you against your business plan and against the things you've set out to do for yourself. It's you against you, right? One of the fastest ways to undermine your mindset is go, wow, look what Mary did. She got all the business this year. What is she doing to get the business? That's not going to help. It's you against your business plan. Can you start judging yourself and really competing against your plan? If you work aggressively to do that, your mindset gets stronger and stronger. Look at 3 on this list. If you want to strengthen your mindset, you have to stop resisting the changes that need to be made. Okay, this is a big one right now from my perspective, okay? There are some changes in behavior because of the changing market that need to take place. You know it and I know it. There's changes in the way you run your skills. There's changes in the way you run your schedule. There's changes in the amount and the type of prospecting you do. There's changes in the amount of pre-qualifying you do on appointments. There's definitely changes in behavior and how you present to the people you're presenting to. If you want to strengthen your mindset, you have to stop resisting the change. I made a little note, okay? Your skills, your daily activities. What about guilt, right? One of the things we look at is if you know there's some behaviors that you need to change and you fight changing those behaviors, doesn't it just make you feel guilty all the time, right? You have to recognize the behavior changes you need to make and fight really hard to do it, right? It's interesting. I wrote down number 4 on this list. Stop worrying about what is fair and unfair. If you want to strengthen your mindset, you can't worry about what's fair and unfair. I put it like this. Life is not fair, and it's really generally more unfair for people who have a negative mindset. Okay? Now, that's a hard point to face, but life is not fair, and it's generally more unfair for people that have a negative mindset. Basically, affirmation. Okay? What I mean by that is it's interesting that people that maintain really strong positive affirmations and they have really good solid self-talk and they work to strengthen the belief in themselves instead of tearing themselves down, instead of worrying about what's fair, instead of being victimized, it becomes an affirmation. And on the other side of the coin, oh, poor me, the market's not good to me, Betty gets all the deals, right? It's ironic, those affirmations tend to work too, okay? So where are you spending too much time worrying about something that's fair or not fair? I would have you look at that and address it head on as an agent today. Look at 5 on this list. Stop trying to please everybody you're communicating with. If you want to strengthen your mindset, okay, we have to stop trying to please everyone you're communicating with. Mike put it like this. Our job is to find qualified, motivated buyers and sellers through good skills and a strong mindset. Have you heard the expression, you can't win them all? There's also an expression, you can't please them all. So where in your business do you maybe get caught up in this whole idea of pleasing everybody? It really sometimes does not help in supporting you and the goals you've set. And I don't know if you've noticed, but many times when you try to please everybody, it really affects your mindset daily. Not everybody's going to be happy with what you're trying to do, okay? And then 6 on this list. If you want to strengthen your mindset this time of year, take massive action. It is rare that someone who is in massive action has a weak mindset. You know, one of the greatest agents of all time, Valerie Caro, used to tell me this when I was working with her. She used to say, busy hands are happy hands. Well, isn't that so true? I mean, it's really so true. When you're full-blown in activity, you're taking action, you're doing your prospecting, you're working on your skills, you're working on your mindset, you're following your daily schedule. When you're in that space, haven't you noticed that you usually don't have too many concerns about your mindset? But then if you get really idle, if you have a lot of free time on your hands, if you're at the office and not doing anything productive, boy, the demons can creep in there, can't they? And really start to tear down your mindset. Okay, I put this note. What is the massive action that you need to be taking now? Isn't this really just the big, huge dress rehearsal for next year? Like, shouldn't you be trying on for size the next 30 days? Trying on, okay, this is the daily schedule I'm planning on running next year. Let's test it out every workday for the next 30 work days. Here's the way I plan on prospecting for new business next year. Let's try it on for size, test it out, tweak it, really get involved with it. Here's the skills that I want to apply to current sellers. Here's how I plan on pre-qualifying my sellers next year. It is really one great big dress rehearsal, isn't it? And there's only a few days left in the year to do it, so why not try it out for size? Talk to your coach about it. Here's the last little thought I put about mindset today. Straight from Mike Ferry, okay? Our job is simple. Now this is so astounding how Mike Ferry thinks all the time. Our job is simple. Generate leads, convert them, convert the leads, and present daily. That's our job. You talk about a strong mindset. If you could simply critique yourself every day for the rest of the year on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I do in generating new leads today? Scale of 1 to 10. How did I do in converting the leads I have on a scale of 1 to 10? And how did I do in presenting to somebody today on a scale of 1 to 10? That is a strong mindset. Okay, listen. From myself, from Mr. Mike Ferry, from Sabrina Ferry, from all of our incredible coaches, from the staff here at MFO, we want to wish you in the U.S. an incredible Thanksgiving holiday, because one thing we know is you don't have to look far to find all of the incredible things that you should be thankful for. Thanks for your time again today.